Hey folks, this is Mr. MegaManFan. This is another mail call day, so if you like those, like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you don't, then I understand, and hopefully you'll come back for the next video. But here I'm going to open up some things that just arrived in the mail, and I've got a specific purpose behind each and every one of them. Like, for example, Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures. I already had a sealed copy of this, and I just decided that a used copy was so cheap that why break the seal? I'm not normally a person for keeping things sealed, but in this case, I kind of thought, why the heck not? Just keep a sealed Wii U game, because it's not like they're making new Wii U games anymore, so what the hell? And you can see why I got this one cheap. There's actually a hole punched through the artwork. It's not just damaged in the print, it's all the way through. You can see the hole poked into it. So I got this one for a song, and I'm okay with that. So it's a copy I can play without opening the other. This one, however, I will open. Even though it was sealed, it was ridiculously cheap, and so cheap you could easily buy another one and keep it sealed if you wanted to, and I suspect I know the reason why. I don't think there was a huge demand from Duck Dynasty fans to play that game on 3DS. I don't think there's a huge demand for Duck Dynasty in general anymore. This one came from the same seller and was also something like $6 new and shipped. So if you don't think there are cheap sealed 3DS games out there, believe me, there are. You can find them if you're willing to take the time to look, because some games just didn't sell, and there are probably whole factory sealed cases of them just sitting around waiting for sellers to unload them. So if you're looking for some 3DS games to add to your collection, Disney Infinity Toy Box Challenge and Duck Dynasty definitely fit that bill. You get both of those for under 15 bucks combined, not just separately, combined, both of them for under 15. Maybe even the same seller still has 20, 30, 50 more copies. So if you look on eBay, you probably get them from the same person. But I'm not naming, this is not an endorsement. This is not paid promotion in any way. If you want it, just go look for it. And if you don't, then I understand, because you're probably not a collector of 3DS games. And you probably don't want cheap shovelware like Duck Dynasty. And I certainly don't blame you for that if that's the case. So just whatever you feel is best. For me, hey, it was an easy way to fill out my 3DS lineup. Shovelware is incredibly cheap on this platform. And now, another Wii U game, and another one that I already have a sealed copy of. And this came from a library, so this is something that people checked out, took home and played, and brought back. Now, that's just an amusing idea to me, that there were enough Wii U owners out there for library games to be a thing. I'm going to switch that into a standard blue box, since I have one to spare that came from a Disney Infinity or a Skylanders game. Speaking of cheap shovelware on 3DS, though, are you smarter than a 5th grader? If you pay more than $7 for this, you paid too much. The only thing you got to be smarter than is the case itself, because it didn't want to snap together cleanly along the clamshell lines. Next up, this package is from Nicholas. Nicalis. I think that's the way you pronounce it. I've never actually checked, but inside is something I pre-ordered a while ago. The Legend of Bumbo. Bumbo want coin. This is a prequel to The Binding of Isaac. Kind of a match 3 game, kind of a puzzle game, kind of its own thing altogether. So if you haven't played it before on Steam or Switch, just check out a demo of it or watch a video about it. Me personally, I wanted a physical copy of it for Switch because I already have Binding of Isaac for Switch and Repentance for PS5, so I kind of like collecting physical editions of Edward McMillan games because they're invariably fun to play. And this one even comes with some extras. Got a couple of trading cards in here. I don't know if you can use these in the Four Souls card game. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. But they're just a nice novelty to be included with it anyway, especially since they don't have to include trading cards inside the game, so good on them for adding value. And there's a full printed manual in here as well, which you generally don't get with Switch games unless they're like limited run games or strictly limited, some indie publisher that puts physical manuals inside games. So very nice on Nicholas. And this is Super Mario 3D World Nintendo Selects. This is more of me collecting variants of every different version of Wii U game. And in this case, this was one that I had sealed. So once again, nice to get an opened one for cheap and not have to break the seal on the one I already have. I'm not going to purposefully collect sealed Wii U games though. I'm just going to keep the ones I have sealed, but I'm not going out of my way to get more of them. More cheap 3DS games. This one is called Real Heroes 3D Firefighter, or Firefighter 3D Real Heroes, whatever way they put it together. It says 3D Firefighter, but I think it's actually Real Heroes 3D Firefighter. Whatever. It's more shovelware because this was stupidly cheap. It was like $7 or $8 at the most. And next up, one more Wii U game that I already have a sealed copy of. And I'll be damned if I know why I never got around to opening this Batman game. Maybe because I already had it on PS4 or Xbox 360 or Xbox One. I don't know. It feels like I must have had some reason for not opening my Wii U copy of the game, but now that I have one that's already opened, I'll play it.